is November 28th, and I'm going to do a quick intro. First day of gun season. Me and my dad are hunting with our bows. Yeah. No intro needed, really. We had a shooter buck come in at 50 yards. Oh, he got my heart racing. It was a good one. But we have a really bad wind, and every deer we have seen so far has come in downwind. Oh yeah, and there's my dad behind me. Very happy camper over there. He hasn't even seen a deer yet this season in New Hampshire, where he lives. And within the first hour and a half of being in this tree stand, he's already seen 6. So, I think he's pretty happy. Back at it for an evening hunt. Really eventful morning. Saw 10 deer. I don't know how much of that actually got recorded. I don't know if any of it got recorded. Anywho, that's one thing I really hate about filming. I literally just filmed an entire intro, and I don't think it recorded it. Oh well, let's try that again, shall we? We saw a total of 10 deer this morning, and then an hour later, right at 9:30, we heard a gunshot across the street, and 4 does came running from across the backyard straight down into the woods, which I never have deer coming from behind me because it's a backyard and driveways, but that's what gun season will do. It changes things. So that was interesting. They stopped right at 25 yards. My dad could have shot him, but he was really hoping for a buck this morning. It rained this afternoon and the temperature cooled down quite a bit. So my dad decided to sit in the little treehouse that's back there. That was 3 does that just came in. 5 yards. I didn't have a shot. They came straight on. So this is where I'm at. The deer were right there. And right there. And right there. But all those branches are in the way. And went down that trail right there. I know. And all this is in the way, even though it's 20 yards, all this is in the way of the trail. Meanwhile, the little one stood beside me at 5 yards. Broadside. I swear, the mature deer, if they sense sense. Something is off. They just know how to hide their vitals. I don't know what it is. They're smart. They're so smart. 5 yards though. You can't ask for much closer than that. Here comes a spike. I absolutely love when it's crunchy like this and the deer can't sneak up on you. I love it. And then, like an hour ago, I had 2 small deer come right here, like literally right there at 7 yards. And I drew back on one. Of course, my GoPro is dead. It's so cold. But I drew back on one and looked at its head. It had little antlers like that big. I swear they were half an inch. But I only saw them because he was at 7 yards. I couldn't do it. I wouldn't have gotten him on film anyway. So not worth it. Let him go. I think my dad has seen like 10 or 12 deer by now. Every deer he has seen has gone to bed by the houses. So I'm gonna get down out of my tree and I'm gonna do a loop around about 300 yards and I'm gonna walk the edges of the houses where public and the houses meet. I'm gonna try to gently push him some of those deer that went to bed over there. I'm gonna climb down and go do that because I'm freezing. Did my push work?
Yes. I can't believe I didn't kill her. But she was right there. I was right next to that tree. And she came across. And she just stopped. And then I saw all the other ones get up over there.
Did you saw them like stand up?
Oh yeah.
Because they bed right at the edge of the creek. So I went like right up to where the houses were, and I just gently walked the edge thinking that anything bedded on the creek would hear me and come over this way.
Well, you did perfect.
Okay. So she was right here at the edge of the creek?
Yep. And then I was standing there. Next thing I know, the buck was standing right there. Went right to where I was. It was a 4-point.
Okay.
He came right up, stood right there broadside. I had no shot. And then he just kept going up that way. And then I'm like, well, she must have pushed that thing. A few minutes later, I see something move on the other side of the creek, and I watch it. I'm like, that's a deer head. And came right down the creek. I said, perfect. I braced myself right up against that tree. She stood there for a good 3-4 minutes, watching all the other ones got up, and I could see them all moving around. She turned and went back down over the
creek and went down that way?
Followed them all. They all went right down right down that way. She was literally right here. All she had to do was come another 20 yards.
Well, that's what they do. They pop up over the creek and then they take these trails going directly that way, so they are always broadside. Well, I'm glad my push worked.
Oh, it worked. I love this. I love this area.
So do I.
Love it.
I know when I jump deer here, they only go 60 to 100 yards and stop.
Yeah.
When I was pushing, I just wanted them to stand up and move. That's it. I didn't want to freak them out.
No, as soon as they stood up, I started seeing the deer. I could see them. I'm over here. And I mean, they got to be 120 yards away on the other side of that embankment.
Yeah.
I could just see them all standing up now, moving all over. And my head was on a swivel. I mean, they were everywhere.
They were. And then I climbed my tree, and I barely get my camera gear set up. I put an arrow back in, everything. You barely get everything set up, and I'm like, okay. Crunch, 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 crunch. Really? Already? Now I look, here comes 3 deer, and they're coming beeline to my tree. Like, just
right to it. So I have to take my camera and I try to swing it this way and it's getting caught. It's getting caught on something. So I was like, screw it. So I flung the camera around the tree this way and just pointed it in the general direction. And I'm like, well, if my GoPro gets it, that's the only thing that gets it, right?
Right.
As they're stopped behind my tree at 10 yards, I'm like this with my bow and I have to go up over my bridge like this. Do this to draw. And my tree is here. And they didn't even see me do that because I'm in a saddle and I can get away with that kind of movement.
Yeah.
All of a sudden, for some reason, she just looked up at my backpack and was like, huh, that's interesting. What is that?
Don't remember seeing that.
What is that? And I'm here like, really? My backpack gets me every time, and that's why I try to hide my backpack.
Right,
most of the
I
time.
saw
That's why I
how you
take
do
it and I put it in another tree or whatever. My backpack screws me over all the time. So I'm just holding really still, and then she just was like, huh. Looks down, looks left, looks right, looks back up at my backpack, looks down, looks behind her, looks up again, looks down. Like, she's relaxed. She's just like,
But not quite.
And I'm like, come on. No, thank you. And just turns around and goes back to the trail that the one that's at 25 yards on. As they're leaving, they're just behind branches the whole time. And I'm like, come on. And I'm looking. I'm like, there's no openings. There's no openings in front of her whatsoever. They're at 15 yards and there's just branches. A little irritated. Meanwhile, the little one is in front of me, still at 5 yards broadside, just eating, like, no problem. Like,
right. 15. So. I saw 15 this morning.
15 deer.
15, not counting the one that I heard go that way, and the two that were blowing at you.
Yeah.
I was hearing that those went back that way. The ones I heard blowing. Good day to be out here.
Oh yeah.
I love this spot. I do. I do.
Well, unfortunately, we're in their bedroom, and they know every single twig in here. It's retarded.
Yep. I watched them go by here. I watched 2 bucks go through.
You did?
The one for sure that I saw that came out here.
Still broadside. What about the ones that were down here? How big were they? Like just little?
Oh, I saw was, what do you mean, the bucks? Or, yeah, I couldn't tell the other one. All I saw was a beam. Definitely looked bigger than the little 4-point. But,
There she goes. She's down, Dad. She's down.
I know.
Oh, there's one right there in the field.
Yeah.
There's still good job.
Yeah, she went right down.
Good job.
Yeah.
I got him on my phone and my camera.
Nice.
And the GoPro.
Nice. Get some good stuff.
Oh, yeah.
Oh, I love the smell of gunpowder. Gunpowder in there.
Oh my gosh. That worked out so perfect for me grabbing the tripod from you.
Yeah. Yeah. I'm sitting there holding the gun like this with one hand.
I know, I saw you struggling. And she was staring at us, and I'm like, as soon as she turns her head, I need to grab that tripod from you.
I'm like, I can't move. But I gotta hold this gun. I gotta mark it a doe. Unless it grows antlers by the time we get up there. Alright.
Hunting season is over.
Oh yeah. It's definitely time to replace my Velcro rip on my pocket. Now
You
my
need a new
pocket-
outfit.
Now my pocket doesn't stay shut.
You're falling apart.
Hope we can find one like you.
Packing it away. How many years did you have that outfit for?
24.
Jeez Louise. They don't make them like that anymore.
No, it's just like everything else.
They make them like this now. Ready to rumble.
Drive over and get our deer.
Let's go get her. She should be right here. Oh, I see her.
Yeah, she's
Oop,
right
oop,
there.
oop.
She didn't even make it in.
No, she didn't. Didn't even make it.
Tuck it right in behind her shoulder. Look at that.
Yeah, you did tuck it right in there. I wonder why she was limping.
I don't know, but that's on the other side. It was her other side that she was limping. I don't know if we're going to be able to see from here.
I'll just see if there was anything. Oh, what? Your bullet didn't even come out.
Yeah. It's lodged in her shoulder. Blew the shoulder part, see?
Yeah.
So. She's a good size though.
Yeah. Happy?
Mm-hmm. Absolutely.
All right, let's get to work.